Shri Krishna Caitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. We continue reading from Canto 8 of Srimad Bhagavatam. We are reading chapter 12. Where Lord Shiva is approached Lord Vishnu. He wants to see the Mohinī-mūrti form, which the Lord showed to enamor the demons. And before putting the request, we can see how Lord Shiva is glorifying the Lord. So today's text 11. Athaitad api ashaktosi
Ataitad api ashaktosi
kartum madhyogam ashritaha
kartum madhyogam ashritaha
sarva karma phalatyagam
sarva karma phalatyagam
tata kuru yatatmavan.
Hare Krishna Shilpaji. This is not the one. Sorry,
Oh
but
yeah,
cannot find this.
that's
It's
right.
not this one here.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah, I'm
Right?
sorry.
We are on the
This
fifth
is, I'm sorry. This is Bhagavad Gita,
Bhagavad
chapter
Gita.
12.
Yeah.
That's Bhagavad Gita, chapter 12. Sorry, thank you. Yeah, we have to begin from text 6 of chapter 12 of Bhagavatam. The Vaivacharanam Bhojam
Taveva Charanam Bhojam
Shreyas Kama Nirashisha
Shreyas
Visrajyo Vyata Sangam
Visrajyobhayata sangam
Munaya Samupasate.
Munaya Samupasati.
upasate.
A translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Pure devotees or great saintly persons who desire to achieve the highest goal in life and who are completely free from all material desires for sense gratification engage constantly in the transcendental service of your lotus feet. So here Lord Shiva is also glorifying the devotees. One is in the material world when he thinks, I am this body and everything with reference to my body is mine. Ato graha kshetra sutapa vitter janasya mohoyam aham mameti. Aham mameti, me and mine. I am this body, everything with reference to my body is mine. This is material world. This is the symptom of material life. In the materialistic conception of life, one thinks, this is my house, this is my land, this is my family, this is my state, and so on. But those who are munaya, saintly persons, following in the footsteps of Narad Muni, simply engage in the transcendental loving service of the Lord without any personal desire for sense gratification. Anyabhilashita shunyam jnana karmadi anavritam. Either in this life or in the next, the only concern of such saintly devotees is to serve the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Thus, they are also absolute because they have no other desires. So the Lord is absolute truth, right? Now, on the spiritual platform, the devotee is also absolute because he is one in quality. We have, as we say, right? One in quality. So the devotee is also absolute. He has no material desires. He is completely understood. I'm not this body. He is completely understood. I'm spirit soul. I have loving relationship with Krishna, and he's engaging in that relationship. So he has no material desires. Being free from the dualities of material desire, they are called Shreyas Kama. In other words, they are not concerned with dharma, religiosity, artha, economic development, or kama, sense gratification. The only concern of such devotees is moksha, liberation. So now what kind of moksha? This moksha does not refer to becoming one with the Supreme, like the Mayavadi philosophers. The devotee does not want to merge into God. No. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explained that real moksha means taking shelter of the lotus feet of the personality of Godhead. The Lord clearly explained this fact while instructing Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya wanted to correct the word Muktipade in Srimad Bhagavatam. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu informed him that there is no need to correct any word in Srimad Bhagavatam because Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was associating the word Mukti with impersonal Mukti, like merging into the Supreme. So he wanted to change it. So, but Lord Chaitanya is saying, he explained that Muktipade refers to the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vishnu, who offers mukti and is therefore called Mukunda. A pure devotee is not concerned with material things. He is not concerned with religiosity, economic development, or sense gratification. He is interested only in serving the lotus feet of the Lord. So this is the consciousness of the pure devotee, and that's why he is liberated. That's why he's always with the Lord wherever he goes, because he's always thinking of the Lord. His only mood is, how can I please the Lord? He doesn't want any sense gratification. He already has a higher taste. Like when we get a higher taste, we give up a lower thing, right? So the pure devotee, he has the highest taste. He's feeling the greatest happiness in serving Krishna. So he doesn't find any happiness in sense gratification. Is that okay?
Yes.
Tvam Brahma Purnam Amritam Vigunam Vishokam
Tvam Brahma Purnam Amritam Viguణam Vishokam
Ananda Matram Avikaram Ananyad Anyad
Anandamatram Avikaram Anyanyatya Anyat
Vishwasya Hetur Udaya Sthiti Samyamanam
Vishwasya Hetu Udaya Sthiti Samyamanam
Atmeshwarascha Tad Apekshatyanapekshah
Atma Ishvarascha Tatapekshitaya Anapekshaha.
My Lord, you are the Supreme Brahman, complete in everything. Being completely spiritual, you are eternal, free from the material modes of nature, and full of transcendental bliss. Indeed, for you, there is no question of lamentation. Since you are the supreme cause, the cause of all causes, nothing can exist without you. Yet, we are different from you in a relationship of cause and effect. For in one sense, the cause and effect are different. You are the original cause of creation, manifestation, and annihilation, and you bestow benedictions upon all living entities. Everyone depends upon you for the results of his activities, but you are always independent. The Supreme Personality of Godhead says in Bhagavad Gita 9.4, Maya tatam idam sarvam jagad avyaktam murtina matsthani sarva bhutani na chaham teshu avasthita. By me, in my unmanifested form, this entire universe is pervaded. All beings are in me, but I am not in them. So, Brahman. Brahman is everywhere. That's the unmanifested form of Krishna. Everyone is situated in the Brahman. This explains the philosophy of simultaneous oneness and difference, known as Achintya Bheda Abheda. Everything is the Supreme Brahman, the personality of Godhead. Yet, the Supreme Person is differently situated from everything. So even this material world is on the Brahman, spiritual world is on the Brahman. But Krishna, where is he? He is in Golok Vrindavan. This is how simultaneous one and difference. Brahman is his energy. It's coming from him. So like that, he's everywhere. But he himself, the person, he's in Golok Vrindavan. He's with his devotees. Indeed, because the Lord is differently situated from everything material, he is the Supreme Brahman, the Supreme Cause, the Supreme Controller, Ishvara Parama Krishna, Sachidananda Vigraha. The Lord is the Supreme Cause, and his form has nothing to do with the material modes of nature. So if someone may think when Krishna comes to the world, his form is made of goodness, material goodness, that he is controlled by the mode of goodness, or that he is getting karma for his activities. No, the Lord's form is always transcendental. Satchit Ananda Vigraha. He has nothing to do with the modes. He's the controller of the modes. He never gets any karma. He's the lawmaker. The devotee prays, as your devotee is completely free from all desires, your lordship is also completely free from desires. So we can see if his devotee does not have any material desire, how can the Lord himself have any material desire? Right? The devotees don't want anything material. Why would the Lord want anything material? You are fully independent. Although all living entities engage in your service, you do not depend on the service of anyone. Like we are dependent, right? We are so dependent on so many factors, other living entities, the sun, the demigods, the parents, the community, the society, the government. And we are so dependent on it. So many factors, so many people, so many living entities. But Krishna is fully independent. He's not waiting for anything, anyone. Atmara, he's completely self-satisfied. He's Swarat, completely independent. Although all living entities engage in your service, you do not depend on the service of anyone. It's not depending that, oh, this one is going to come and offer me arti, only then I will be satisfied. No. Although this material world is created complete by you, everything depends on your sanction. So nothing moves without the will of the Lord. As stated in Bhagavad Gita, Matasmitar Jnanam Apohanam Cha. Remembrance, knowledge, and forgetfulness come from you. So Krishna is the Paramatma in the heart. Remembrance. We may be very proud. I can remember this, I can remember that. Remembrance is given to us by Krishna. But that's how sometimes we really forget, We want to remember something, can't remember it. Knowledge is also given by Krishna. We may be proud, I have so much knowledge. But this knowledge is coming from Krishna. And forgetfulness also comes from Krishna. Sometimes forgetfulness is really needed, Like we don't remember what is about our past life. Otherwise, we won't be able to live in the present life, present body. And then if Krishna sees the desire that somebody wants to remember me, Krishna then makes arrangements, gives him more knowledge about him, lets him remember him more and more. If somebody wants to forget Krishna, then Krishna makes the arrangements. Then he'll take away knowledge and he will put us more and more in forgetfulness of him. So nothing can be done independently, yet you act independently of the service rendered by your servants. The living entities depend on your mercy for liberation. But when you want to give them liberation, you do not depend on anyone else, right? Krishna doesn't have to ask anyone, oh, shall I liberate this person or shall I not liberate this person? Or he does not go to anyone and say, can you please liberate this person or can you please not liberate this person? No, we are all in fact going to Krishna. Please give us liberation. Please take us out from the material world. That's why he's called Mukunda, the giver of liberation. So, indeed, by your causeless mercy, you can give liberation to anyone. Causeless mercy. Krishna's mercy has no cause. We may say, oh, I deserved it. But we have to think, oh, really? Did we actually deserve it? Or is it Krishna's causeless mercy? No. Krishna disregards so much of our offenses of millions and millions of lifetimes what we have done. And he's giving his mercy, causeless mercy. Those who receive your mercy are called Kripa Siddha. So this is, like how Prabhupada would say. So somebody may say, okay, well, I'm going to wait for Krishna's mercy. I'm not going to do any sadhana. I'm not going to do any bhakti. I'm just going to wait for Krishna's causeless mercy. So then Prabhupada would say, it's like, sure, somebody can get an honorary degree from a university, but do you want to take the chance? What are the chances that the university is going to give us an honorary degree if we didn't study in it? Like Rabindranath Tagore, he got an honorary degree from one of the universities in the UK. But everyone's not him. People have to go to the university, study, pass the exam, and then get the degree. So to reach the platform of perfection takes many, many lives. Bahunam janmanam ante jnanavan mam prapadyate. Nonetheless, even without undergoing severe austerities, one can attain perfection by your mercy. Devotional service should be unmotivated and free from impediments. Ahaitukiya pratihata yayatma suprasidati. Unmotivated, the only desire to please Krishna. This is the position of nirashisha, or freedom from expectations for results. A pure devotee continuously offers transcendental loving service to you, but you may nonetheless offer mercy to anyone without depending on his service. So devotee is not going to say, hey Krishna, I'm serving you, you didn't give me your mercy, you gave another one his mercy. Oh, devotee is also happy just serving Krishna, whatever my Lord wants, however the Lord is pleased. And the Lord is also not dependent on anyone's service. He can give mercy to anyone. Is that okay? Any comments?
Very difficult to reach to that platform. Nirashisha.
Yeah,
Freedom from expectations.
so true. So true. Very difficult. So true. Gradually,
Like you,
gradually. That's why the
yeah, like
process of birth is gradual.
you keep doing okay, the service, the transcendent devotion service, but finally you want, right, something from it.
Yeah, yeah, it's true. Something what I feel we want so many
You
things.
want
I
so
can
many
speak
things.
about myself.
Yeah, yeah.
So many things. I want this also and I want that also.
Why it's not happening? Like why this, you're not achieving it, not getting.
Yeah. So then that's why, like Rupa Goswami also says, patience is dharya. Patience is also needed. Enthusiasm is needed. Patience is also needed when we engage in bhakti, you know. But yeah, so many material desires. And all what we can do is continue to hear and chant. And then gradually, gradually, Krishna, he helps us. to purify our hearts, purify our desires. Okay?
Yeah.
And also if
But
we like try to look back, I'm sorry.
no. It's okay. You carry on. Yeah.
Yeah, and I said if we look back, before I was like, if we compare our own self, how I was before and how I am now, then we can appreciate more the practice of hearing
Yeah.
and chanting. Because before we may say, oh, what is this? I was getting so worked up about these small things, which right now we may like, what? Is this also something to be,
Right. Yeah. True.
So we can then appreciate more the process of devotional service, appreciate Krishna's mercy, devotees' mercy on us. Sorry, you were saying something.
Yeah. Exactly how to read, explain Achintya Abheda Abhed.
Achintya Bheda Abheda, simultaneous one and difference.
Oh,
So simultaneously one with God and different from Him. One in quality, Satchidananda, and different in quantity. Our power is very limited, very minute. God is unlimited.
forgot like how do we term it? Okay.
Achintya. Yeah. Simultaneous, one and different. That is.
Oh,
Ekastam sadasad advayam cha.
एकस्त्वमेवं सदसाद्वयं द्वयं च
Swarnam kritam iveha navastu vedaha.
स्वर्णं कृताकृतमिव इह न वस्तु भेदः
Ajnanatastvai janervihito vikalpo.
अज्ञानतस्वै जनविहितविकल्पो
Yasmat guna vyati karo niru adhikshaya.
यस्माद्गुणाव्यतिकरो निरुपाधिकस्य
My dear Lord, your Lordship alone is the cause and the effect. Therefore, although you appear to be two, you are the absolute one, as there is no difference between the gold of a golden ornament and the gold in a mine. There is no difference between cause and effect. Both of them are the same. Only because of ignorance do people concoct differences and dualities. You are free from material contamination. And since the entire cosmos is caused by you and cannot exist without you, it is an effect of your transcendental qualities. Thus, the conception that Brahman is true and the world false cannot be maintained. So, like how some people say, right? Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya. Here, Lord Shiva is very clearly saying, no, you can't say that. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says that the living entities are representations of the Supreme Personality of Godhead's marginal potency, whereas the various bodies accepted by the living entities are products of the material energy. So we are spirit soul. We spirit soul, we are part and parcel of Krishna. Right now we are inside this material body. So the body is material, but we ourselves, we are spiritual. So, and we are the marginal energy of Krishna. Marginal. Why? Because we have a choice. We can choose. We can choose we want to be in the material energy or we want to be in the spiritual energy. Whose shelter do we want? Krishna does not force us that you must be in either of these energies. No, he leaves it up to us, whatever we want to choose. He's liberal, Krishna is liberal. It's like, choose what you want. So, our choice. We want to choose material energy or spiritual energy. So thus the body is considered material and the soul is considered spiritual. The origin of them both, however, is the same Supreme Personality of Godhead. So we, spirit souls, we are part and parcel of God. We exist because God exists. And this material body also is given to us by God. Material energy exists because He exists. Material energy is also coming from Him. We spirit souls are also coming from Him. So everything and everyone is coming from Him. As the Lord explains in Bhagavad Gita 7.4-5, Bhumir apo nalo vayu, kham mano buddhireva cha, ahankara iti yamme, bhinna prakritir ashtadha, apareyam etasva anyam, prakritim vidime param, jiva bhutam mahabaho, yayedam dharayate jagat. Earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, and false ego. Altogether, these 8 comprise my separated material energies. But besides this inferior nature, O mighty armed Arjuna, there is a superior energy of mine, which consists of all living entities who are struggling with material nature and are sustaining the universe. So this material body, made up of earth, water, fire, air, ether, the gross body, and our subtle body, mind, intelligence, false ego, all are created by Krishna. These all are material elements. Our mind is also material element. Intelligence is also material element. False ego is also material element. And Krishna is telling Arjuna, besides this inferior elements, there is the superior energy, that is the spirit soul. That is we, the living entity. And what we are doing in this world, we think we are enjoying. But Krishna knows we are struggling. We are always struggling to maintain the status quo, right? We're always struggling to maintain a balance. We think we are enjoying, but actually it's a struggle. Thus, both matter and sorry, 1 minute, I lost that. Okay, thus both matter and the living entities are manifestations of energy of the Supreme Lord. Since the energy and the energetic are not different, and since the material and marginal energies are both energies of the Supreme Energetic, the Supreme Lord, ultimately the Supreme Personality of Godhead is everything. So we are God's energy. That's how Lord Shiva is explaining. Material world is also God's energy. So ultimately everything is Krishna. Everything is God. But then we have to understand that it's not that we are God, but we are part and parcel of God, because someone may misunderstand this statement. Yeah, we don't have God's power. We are His energy. He is the energetic. Material energy, she does not have God's power. She is also God's energy. So in this regard, the example may be given of gold that has not been molded and gold that has been molded into various ornaments. A gold earring and the gold in a mine are different only as cause and effect, otherwise they are the same. So Lord Shiva is saying gold is gold, whether the gold is of a gold ring, gold coin, or inside the gold mine. Gold is gold. So then the Vedanta Sutra describes that Brahman is the cause of everything. Janmadi asya yataha. Everything is born of the Supreme Brahman, from which everything emanates as different energies. Right? It's true. Everything is the Brahman. We are also Brahman. Material world is also Brahman. Krishna is also Brahman. But Krishna is Para Brahman. That's what we have to understand. We are not Para Brahman. We are Brahman, yes, we are spirit soul, but we are not supreme spirit. So here, of course, Lord Shiva is trying to, what Lord Shiva is saying is that we have to understand that Krishna is the cause of everything. Everything is coming from him. Material world is coming from him. We spirit souls, we are coming from him. So again, achintya bheda abheda, simultaneous, one and different. That is the way to understand this statement. So none of these energies, therefore, should be considered false. The Mayavadi's differentiation between Brahman and Maya is only due to ignorance. So one may say this material world is false. It's not false. It's coming from Krishna, so it exists. And she's eternal. Material energy of Krishna is also eternal because Krishna is eternal. So his energies are eternal. Only the manifestation of this material world is temporary, but not false. Temporary. Srimad Veera Raghavacharya in his Bhagavad Chandrika describes the Vaishnava philosophy as follows. The cosmic manifestation is described as Sat and Asat, as Chit and Achit. Matter is Achit and the living force is Chit. But the origin is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, in whom there is no difference between matter and spirit. So Veera Raghavacharya, so in his commentary, he is saying that what is this world? This world is a combination of matter and spirit, right? Our body is material and we are spirit. Anything we look around, it's either matter or it is spirit. The living entities, we all have material bodies. Then all our things that we use, our table, our computer, those are all matter. So there's matter and spirit. But both are coming from God. Both are created by God. Matter is also coming from God. We, the spirit souls, we are also coming from God. So from God's point of view, we are his energies. Right? One, of course, is his separated energy. Material energy is God's separated energy. We are his marginal energy. So from God's point of view, we are all his energies. So according to this conception, the cosmic manifestation consisting of both matter and spirit is not different from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Idam hi Vishwam Bhagavan Ivetara. This cosmic manifestation is also the Supreme Personality of Godhead, although it appears different from him, because it belongs to him. It's his energy. He has created. Like the painter and the painting. You know, the painting exists because the painter has created it. The painting is the energy of the painter. So in that sense, it's not different. But also it's different because the painter himself, the person is different than the painting. So in Bhagavad Gita 9.4, the Lord says, Maya tatam idam sarvam jagad avyakta murtina matsthani sarva bhutani na chaham teshva avasthitaha. By me, in my unmanifested form, this entire universe is pervaded. All beings are in me, but I am not in them. So this material world is created by Krishna. It is on the Brahman. The Brahman is everywhere. The Brahman is coming from Krishna. And Krishna, the person, he is not in the material world. He's all pervading as the Brahman, but he himself is in the spiritual world. Thus, although someone may say that the Supreme Person is different from the cosmic manifestation, actually he is not. The Lord says, Maya tatam idam sarvam. In my impersonal feature, I am spread throughout the world. Therefore, this world is not different from him. The difference is a difference in names. For example, whether we speak of gold earrings, gold bangles, or gold necklaces, ultimately they are all gold. In a similar way, all the different manifestations of matter and spirit are ultimately one in the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Ekam eva dvitiyam brahma. This is the Vedic version. Chandogya Upanishad 6.2.1. there is oneness, because everything emanates from the Supreme Brahman. The example already given is that there is no difference between a golden earring and the gold mine as it is. So the only thing is the quantity is different. So the quality is the same, right? Golden earring and the gold mine, both are gold. But the quantity of gold in a golden earring is very different than the quantity of gold in the mine. Gold earring, how barely any gold is there in it. A gold mine, there's so much gold. So simultaneous one and difference. The Vaisheshika philosophers, however, because of their Mayavad conception, create differences. They say, Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya. The absolute truth is real and the cosmic manifestation is false. But why should the Jagat be considered Mithya? The Jagat is an emanation from Brahman. Therefore, the Jagat is also truth. So the Vaishnava philosophers say that no, this world is not false. It is coming from Krishna. It is Krishna's energy. So how can it be false? How can anything coming from Krishna be false? Yeah, the manifestation is temporary, but it doesn't mean the material energy does not exist. Very much exists. Any questions, comments? This purport is still a bit long, so we can stop here. If there's any comments or questions. All good. So simultaneous one and difference. That's all. That's how we understand. We need to understand simultaneously we are one with God. We are same spirit, Satchid Ananda, but different. Our power is completely different than the Lord. The Lord has unlimited power, whereas our power is very limited, very minute. So simultaneous one and difference. Stop. You can see here how Lord Shiva is also glorifying the position of Lord Vishnu. Okay, Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Hare Krishna.